Marie Goldman.
I'd like to thank my honourable friend, the member for Chichester, for this really important debate. I will keep this brief. I won't reiterate all the things that have been said before, although there are a couple of things that I did want to say about how important it is to be talking about women and the absolute most vulnerable point in their lives, and also the most vulnerable point for babies who are being born. There cannot be a more important time in their lives than the moment when they are being born. So that is why it is so important. And I speak as a woman, as a mother, but as a human being. And we're discussing the rebirth of the human race. I don't think there's anything more profound than that. But I actually wanted to focus on something that hasn't been raised very much here, and that's the role of the CQC in keeping our maternity services safe. One of the hospitals that serves my constituency of Chelmsford is Broomfield Hospital. At the beginning of January, it was downgraded and it was rated as inadequate for its maternity services. Now, that is shocking enough and worrying enough. And I have met with Broomfield Hospital, and I've been into the maternity services there, and I want to help and support them to improve. But what really concerns me about the CQC is that they carried out their inspection in March last year and only released their report in January. I think that is utterly, utterly unacceptable. How can we be expected to be able to hold our services to account? How can we help them to improve if we don't even know what's wrong with them in the first place? And it's the CQC's job to tell us what's wrong with those services and lay it out bare so that we can learn from the things that are going wrong and very quickly put them right. It is not okay for the CQC to turn around and say, oh, we've had technical difficulties with our new system and therefore we couldn't get the report out there. That is not good enough. It's not good enough to say, well, we shared some of our findings with the hospital without also making those public at the same time. It is simply not good enough. We need to be supporting the CQC to do much, much better. And I'm very conscious of time. I know there are other members that wanted to speak, but I would just like to underline the importance of the role of the CQC in this and all leadership across the whole of the NHS, from the excellent job that the midwives and the support staff do in the maternity centres, right the way through to the leadership of the hospitals, the chief executive and the ICBs. They all have a role to play in improving maternity services, and the CQC has a huge role to play, and they must do better.